Hello and welcome to Indie Attack today during our shoot 'em up week. I'm Kelson.
Woody.
Today we're playing a game called Elders of Madness, and you can find it on Miguel and Hel Garcia Guerra's website, and this is kind of the result of a huge development team, over 120 high school students, and then also professionals as far as YouTubers, musicians, all sorts of people had a hand
And
in this.
a special note of our participants that is in the special thanks for this is Loco Molito.
Oh, well, look at that. That does make sense.
Yeah, that actually makes quite a bit of sense given what this is.
His pedigree and consider it, yes, and Hydora, this is in that.
Yeah, this is some
firmly in
like
that
funky
genre.
high school project thing that a million people contributed to. So
Yeah. And
go
it's,
team,
yeah, go team high school and Local Molito.
go team madness.
Team Insanity. This is a Lovecraft inspired side-scrolling shoot 'em up, where you're flying through a hellscape and fighting Lovecraftian beasts. There's lots of eyes and serpents and just monstrosities, and the visual aesthetic.
Oceanic
Right.
abyss monsters.
Right, things that are in awful shells, one would imagine, and it's so it's a fairly moody game, but at the end of the day,
So
it's a shoot 'em up.
The stuff I will get to first is the stuff I actually really like about this game, which I like. I like the theming, and I really like the sprite work. This game has some really good sprite work. This is a very good theme for a shmup. It fits very well, since this is basically what you fight in most old shmup games anyway.
Oh, for sure.
It's
Yeah.
just
Later,
large
like once
alien
you get
flesh mass.
Yeah, once you get exactly. Pretty much all of these games, like once you get through the midway point of any old school shmup, you're pretty much going into like some weird just hellscape, much like this.
Well, it's my old rule always applies. If your final boss isn't Satan, you're doing something wrong. It could be alien Satan.
Right.
It could be traditional mythology Satan.
Tentacle
It
Satan.
could be magic Satan. It needs to be some form of Satan. And in this we get insanity Satan, so that works.
Right. Yes.
The game itself, it's a little sluggish for my taste. Like, I want a little bit more responsive movement. And, it feels like at times, your ship responds well, it just doesn't respond fast.
Yeah.
And,
it's a very plodding speed.
Yeah, and while I like all the enemy designs and I like all the artwork and everything, certain things have kind of a lack of animation to them. When you get to a boss and it doesn't really move, it just kind of fires stuff out of it. And, it's a very impressive sprite, but it could still move a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's a little disappointing to see like a really cool sprite like that and just have it be static.
I hear ya. Yeah, I agree. I actually agree with you there. It's a little more plot. I think in this genre you want a little more just energy to the affair, and it felt like in this one the enemies themselves were just a little OP, and you were not. You were like painfully, obviously weaker than everything on screen.
This is also the thing too, where the shmups have kind of made a resurgent in like Western audiences recently.
Yeah, definitely.
And they were always kind of a Japanese thing, and it's this. I kind of almost see it as a missed opportunity to do a Lovecraftian shmup and then just do a ship as your main thing. Like, I want to play like as a weird flying squid beast.
Oh, that's great.
Or I want to just play as like a dude, just flying through the air, like weird Japanese shmup style, and just have like stuff rotating around you while you're flying through the sky.
Right, Dr. Manhattan, like blue.
You play as the Necronomicon. Not even Dr. Manhattan, just you play as a dude with the Necronomicon, and that gives him powers.
That sounds sick. Oh man, yeah, flying around, open up different pages of the Necronomicon to fight different.
That's your different
enemies.
weapons and stuff.
Right.
So it's one of those, shmups spaceship classic thing and all, but, you
Right.
know, hey, no reason you can't have, you know,
Yeah.
Lovecraftian Squid Beast be your character.
When there's so
It
much
makes just as much sense.
when there's so much creativity put into everything else, you could also
Yeah.
use that theme. I actually think that's a fair and actually cool critique. We didn't even mention there's this whole insanity meter, and like the light on screen fades as you lose your insanity, so you have to like get upgrades to restore the light, and like
Yeah.
the light can get really like sparse pretty quickly.
Yeah, it gets very dark as you play this game, and it's kind of a mechanic that if it played more into the game, I might like it. And I don't hate it.
No, yeah,
But it
yeah.
feels just too much like a brightness toggle than like something that really deeply affects how the game plays.
Yeah, I think it's going for a horror element, but you kind of want. I imagine if you really committed and got really far in the to the end of it, maybe it would play in more. But at the same time, I see it as just it's like preventing me from seeing the cooler animation and stuff on screen.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we're both kind of lukewarm on this.
Yeah, I'm lukewarm, like, as a straight sell me a shmup kind of a thing.
Right.
But I think it's a really good, like, project. And it's something like this, hey, game design as a kind of class project and concept is a really good idea. And this is a really good project as far as that goes, and it's something that I point people towards as, like, a good example of, how you can do, like, a collaborative art piece, and you don't need to be a professional and stuff like that. But all that being said, for the shmup fans out there, this is really only a recommendation if you like the thematic elements, which I do, and I'm glad I played it, at least for a little bit.